Happy Wednesday, everybody. Max here with your fix of gaming news. Coming up, the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake is cancelled amidst sweeping Ubisoft restructuring, a couple old games get surprise updates out of nowhere, and there's a limited time Fall Guys Fortnite crossover dropping this week. Let's get into it. Ubisoft announced it is in the midst of a company-wide restructuring that will result in the cancellation of 6 games, including the long-awaited Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, and a delay to another 7 titles. 2 Ubisoft studios will be closed completely, and others will be having more layoffs. This is sort of the second time the Prince of Persia remake has been cancelled. It was initially revealed in 2020, ahead of a 2021 release, but after a lackluster reception to the trailer, the project was started over from the ground up. Of the other 5 cancelled projects, 3 were new IPs and 1 was a mobile game. There are no details on which games have been delayed, though it's a safe bet that one of them is the long-rumored but still unannounced remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. During a recent earnings call, Ubisoft revealed there was an unannounced game slated for release sometime before March 31st of this year, which is rumored to be Black Flag. That mystery game, whatever it is now expected sometime before March 31st of 2027 instead. Ubisoft Stockholm will close fully, as well as mobile studio Ubisoft Halifax, the latter of which we heard about last week. Restructurings have also taken place at Ubisoft offices in Abu Dhabi, Trial Studio Red Links, and at Massive, home to The Division. While the obvious reason for this is cutting costs for the sake of bigger profits, the restructuring does sound like more than the usual shuffling around of an org chart that restructuring tends to refer to. Ubisoft's global workforce is being split into 5 creative houses. Vantage Studios will focus on the development of the publisher's 3 biggest brands, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. Meanwhile, Creative House 2 will be dedicated to shooters like The Division, Ghost Recon, and Splinter Cell. Creative House 3 will focus on live experiences like For Honor, The Crew, Riders Republic, Brawlhalla, and Skull and Bones. Creative House 4's beat is narrative-driven and fantasy-oriented series including Anno, Might and Magic, Rayman, Prince of Persia, and Beyond Good and Evil, which is somehow still not cancelled, I guess? And finally, Creative House 5 will value hard work, dedication, patience, loyalty, and fair play, and its emblematic animal will be the badger. Wait, sorry, that's Hufflepuff. Creative House 5 will be centered around family and casual gaming like Just Dance, Uno, Hasbro, Idle Miner Tycoon, Ketchup, Hungry Shark, and Invincible guarding the globe. So, all in all, that is a long-winded way of saying that a whole lot of people will be out of jobs and a bunch of video games they worked on won't ever come out or will be coming out later rather than sooner, so that kinda sucks for everybody involved. Ubisoft did announce something good, albeit extremely minor and totally unexpected. 3 Far Cry games released over a decade ago just got performance patches for current-gen consoles. Shown off in a bafflingly tranquil trailer, Far Cry 3, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, and Far Cry Primal will now run at a smooth 60 frames per second on PS5, PS5 Pro, and Xbox Series X and S. Considering these games were released in 2012, 2013, and 2016 respectively, it's kind of odd that they're still getting support, but hey, it's good news, I guess. These games are awesome and totally worth playing if you haven't, and worth replaying if you haven't played in a while. Far Cry 3 is easily one of my top 10 favorite games ever, probably top 5, and the other 2, Blood Dragon and Primal, are also a great time if you enjoy lasers or cavemen. But wait, that's not the only ancient game full of wild animals and exploding barrels that suddenly got new features out of nowhere. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, the Switch port of the 2010 Wii game, is adding Dixie Kong as a playable character as well as a new turbo attack mode. The update is free for both Switch and Switch 2. Swapping out Diddy Kong for Dixie allows you to jump higher and further, which should make the game a little easier for newcomers. Meanwhile, Turbo Attack should give veterans a chance to put their platforming skills to the test. The Switch 2 version of the game will also have improved load times, higher resolution visuals, and the ability to play in co-op with a friend who doesn't have the game themselves via Game Share. However, there is something a little odd. Even if you're playing as Dixie, the cutscenes will still feature Diddy, and when you transition from cutscene to gameplay, Dixie will suddenly reappear as Diddy is, for lack of a better word, yeeted off screen very suddenly. Honestly, I hope they don't patch that because it's hilarious. And finally, if you're in the market for even more wacky slapstick gameplay, Fortnite announced a new Fall Guys crossover. The 3v3 arcade mode Crown Jam is a chaotic mix of basketball, football, and an obstacle course. So in real life, great way to get an ankle injury. In Fall Guys, a great way to have a great time. This is going to be available from January 23rd to February 9th, and IGN is hosting a special live stream to kick things off this Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific. You can catch IGN's very own Jeffrey Vega squatting up and squaring off in Crown Jam with some top Fortnite and Fall Guys content creators. You can expect some hilarious chaos, and you can catch that on IGN's TikTok and YouTube, so make sure to tune in. It is without question the biggest sporting event that is taking place in the next few weeks. Don't fact check me on that one. That is your fix for January 21st, 2026. If you're looking for something to play right now, head over to Humble and grab this month's Humble Choice for just $14.99. You get a curated bundle of PC games including Sonic Frontiers, Tomb Raider 4 through 6 Remastered, Hunt Showdown 1896, Etrian Odyssey 2 HD, Nice Day for Fishing, Metal Slug Tactics, Settlement Survival, and Wizard of Legend 2. This month's choice is available through February 3rd, so head to humblebundle.com right now and grab it while you still can. Thank you for watching, everybody. For everything gaming, you are already in the right place. IGN. I'll see you next time.